Hollywood studios remain in the dark as the strike from the Writers Guild of America reached its 100th day Wednesday. More than 11,000 TV writers went on strike on May 2nd after contract negotiations between the WGA and the studios they work for failed to reach an agreement. A similar strike happened 15 years ago. That was resolved after 100 days. Some of what the Guild is seeking includes higher pay, residual pay, and regulation around artificial intelligence. For more on all of this, Meagan Daine and J.R. Zamora-Thal join me from Los Angeles. They are WGA members and producers of the Hollywood Confessional podcast. We thank you both for joining us under these circumstances. Meagan, let me start with you. What do you think are the biggest sticking points right now?
The biggest sticking point, unfortunately, is that the AMPTP has not been willing to negotiate on any of our points. So there are a list of things that the Writers Guild of America requested be addressed, and we are waiting for them to come back to the table to address those points.
Well, but so the AMPTP and the WGA met last week, right? What happened there?
That's correct. I am not in the upper echelons of the WGA, so there probably are more official accounts of this available online. But essentially what happened was that the WGA said that we are happy to meet and to continue discussing these points that we laid out in our proposals back as we were negotiating in the spring. And we would like for there to be movement on these proposals. And AMPTP, unfortunately, was not willing to progress in that direction.
So, JR, let's assume they come to the table at some point. What is the biggest issue for you?
The biggest issue for me, I think, would be AI protections. As a young writer trying to still break in, I only just made it into WGA right before the strike. I think it's important, especially in TV, to have minimum room sizes and not allow AI to get into the rooms and take away those staff writer positions.
When you say minimum room sizes, you're talking about a writer's room. You have to have at least 6 or 8 or whatever it is people in there.
Yeah, the WGA proposed that there's a minimum number of writers that each room has, and I think that really helps protect younger writers breaking in. That staff writer position is, one of the best ways to get your foot in the door in the industry and grow your career into something that's sustainable.
Congratulations, by the way, on getting into the WGA. I know you didn't anticipate this happening so soon, but it is a challenge. Hopefully things get worked out here at some point. Can you guys talk about the impact so far? So Billy Porter has said he's being forced to sell his home due to the strikes. I know Billy Porter, I think, does relatively well for himself. I think this has a bigger impact on those who aren't necessarily as successful or don't make as much money. How are those people dealing with this right now?
There are a lot of people who are actually coming together to help support each other in the Hollywood community in Los Angeles in particular, I'm sure also in New York. There are a number of organizations that are helping people with food assistance, people who, have some kind of housing insecurity. The unions also, in many cases, offer financial assistance to those in need. And, it's really, there's so much solidarity and there's so much support from all the various unions, the Hollywood unions, as well as other unions in Los Angeles, that it's really
well, Meagan and J.R., I hope I can listen to the Hollywood Confessional podcast in a week or two, and you can talk about how this was all resolved and everything's good.
We sure hope so.
I love that.
We're waiting for the day.
But I appreciate your time. J.R., once again, congratulations on getting into the WGA, and we appreciate you talking to us tonight.
Thanks so much for having us.
Okay.